why 12 weeks is better than 6 weeks for your baby giraffe postpartum legs. I think one of the biggest things that I have seen starting some women closer to the 6-week mark running and some women closer to the 9 to 12 week mark running is what I think the best visual is like baby giraffe legs or new baby deer or new baby horse, or either way, you know what I'm talking about, like wobbly core, wobbly legs. And I think that's where it's really important to use information other than return to run readiness screen to be like, hey, you're ready to go. And so I'll give you this example. And this exact thing has happened with a couple clients that were right around the same kind of time period postpartum. Is we screened them like 6 or 7 weeks postpartum. And, you know, to push it, yeah, okay, they passed the readiness screen where we were looking at balance. We were looking at impact tolerance. We were looking at hip strength, ankle strength, that sort of thing. Like, it was close and we could push it if we wanted to. And what I ended up doing with both of them is taking them out here. I have a little side road here that we do an out and back that's about a 1.5 minute run. And I will pace them because usually that first one is just scary as hell anyway. And so I pace slow, like we're talking like 13-minute mile plus slow. And we get feedback in real time, like how's it feeling, how are things going? Because in the beginning, return to run just feels weird. And so we use that readiness screen information plus the feedback from that 90-second run to be like, hey, how's it going? And then we collectively, collaboratively make that decision of, are you ready to do that 3 more times for your first run walk interval? And more often than not, the answer from them is no. And I like that because it's not me dictating, you can do this, you cannot do this, now you are approved, now you are not. Like, I don't become like judge, jury, executioner. Like, they feel baby deer, like they feel wobbly, they feel, and the other thing I'll do is I'll film it so they can see themselves. And that's usually just like complete black and white. They're all over the place. And so anyway, we did this. I've been doing this more with moms. And again, luckily, these are a lot of moms that I've been working with in pregnancy. So we've already kind of planned this out. I saw them at 2 weeks. We got them started on basic exercises that are very appropriate for where they are and what happened in delivery and how many other kids they have at home. We do the screen at 6 weeks. We just see how things look. We make the determination of like, here's where your deficits are. Why don't you focus on that a little bit more and building up walking? And then let's try again in a couple of weeks. And then we'll try it again. I've been trying it again about 9 weeks or so. So if they're coming in about 6 to 7 weeks, so we're talking about 2 to 3 weeks later. And some of it's just happenstance with schedule. And we go do the run again and we video the run again. And baby deer, baby giraffe, baby horse is now like got some stability. And I think that's a testament to a couple of things. One is being really intentional with the time that you put in, understanding you can't do all the things. This whole mom can have it all and do all the things and do all the exercises. Like, no, that's not how it works. Unless you have a shitload of help. 2, it's a testament to moms taking ownership over their path. And deciding for themselves, not just doing what I told them to do, but deciding for themselves, yeah, I could, but is it really worth it? And that doesn't really feel that great. And I'm willing to bet that in a couple weeks, if I do this strength work, I'm going to feel better. And they do. And so a lot of it is self-driven, which again, I think the choices that you make for yourself and you understand why, they're going to make you just understand the process more and you're more likely to build those habits that get the strengthening in and that kind of stuff. And then the third, I think, is just understanding the process and understanding like, we've got some reasons, we've got some criteria. It's more than just, check the box, hey, you're good. The clock says you're good. And then I have some clients that we get to that 9 weeks, we're like, you know what, you could use a little bit more, or something crazy happens, like sleep's crazy or tongue tie, or, kid's not sleeping. And we're like, you know what, let's just hold off a little bit more and then check again. But it's a process, it's a collaborative process. And it's been working really well. And I've been really reflective lately about how different this is from what we were doing a year ago, what we were doing 4 years ago, what we were doing before the UK return to run guidelines in 2019, like what we were doing, my God, when I returned after my second, after my first, like we had no criteria. And so did rehab over cleaning up the house? Yeah, totally do your rehab instead of cleaning the house. I delegate the house cleaning as much as I can. But I think we're getting better at building this framework and allowing for variances and allowing for when deficits come up, we pinpoint those, and then we're just super intentional, and then we go back again and see what it looks like. Because here's the thing, if you just try and do all the things, you're not going to get to it. If you aren't intentional about going after the deficits, you're still going to have the deficits. And then, if the end game is, especially with a lot of these moms, is like to keep up with a younger kid or to be ready for another one or to build this foundation for the rest of your life, I think we all want to do it right, but it puts criteria on what right is for you, which may be different from somebody else, and also allows you to address any issues that come with leakage or prolapse, or gosh, I can't do any of the impacts, so let's back up the truck on that one and start to progress that really intentionally. I think just the whole framework around that is so much better. And I am really excited within probably the next couple of years or so. And I talked to Emma Rockwell and Grenia Donnelly about this earlier this year, like reflecting on the UK guidelines that came out in 2019. Like, I really would love, like we talked about, hey, what are people doing with this information, and where do we need to drop some of the items or add an item, or how can we start doing this better? Because we've just had time to play with it. And I am so appreciative for my clients that allow me the privilege of kind of working with them and creating that collaborative experience, and trusting that I'm really refining this process with every single client, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And that just feels good as hell. So if you are a provider and you're watching this and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, what is this process like, hop in my DMs. I'm happy to kind of walk you through the stuff that I do. If you are a mom and you've worked with somebody and trying to get back to running, and there's not a clear like stepwise or focusing on deficits, or you don't know where you're going from week to week, and you're just kind of like, all right, well, what's next? Happy to kind of chat that over with you, or even connect with your PT and help them kind of find that process together with you if you're willing to do that. I also work a lot with clients for second, third opinions, that kind of stuff as well. I work with a lot of great coaches, so getting people connected with the right coaches can be really helpful too. So anyway, that all goes to say that it's just been really fun seeing where we're coming with all of this, and having a nice clean framework, and really just seeing moms do well and kick the baby giraffe to the curb when it's appropriate, and not go out there at 6, 7, 8 weeks and just trash things up and stay in baby giraffe land longer than you have to. So I don't know, let me know where you're at on that. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about as far as baby giraffe, because I'm pretty sure that you do. I would love to hear from you.